Hey everybody, welcome back to our weekly live stream. My name is Alisha, and in this week's live lesson, we are going to talk about vocabulary study strategies, this time with a little bit of AI information as well. So as you join, please make sure, hit the like button and share this video so other people can find today's lesson. In this lesson, we are going to talk about a lot of different vocabulary study topics. We're going to talk about flashcards, making your own word lists, how you can think about using AI tools to help you with your studies, and how much to use AI tools. We're going to talk about vocabulary studies with your teacher or with your tutor. So much to cover. So grab your pen or your pencil and your notebook and get ready to study. And send a message in the chat if you are joining live so that I can say hello to you. Okay? All right, let's go to very quickly while we wait for everyone to join us live. I have two very quick announcements. The first one is about this banner at the bottom of the screen that says download your free 2,000 word ebook. So if you are studying vocabulary, I hope you are, I hope everybody is, you can get our team's free core word ebook. So the core words in any language are the most commonly used words in that language. So this PDF ebook, which is 100% free, gives you 2,000. So the 2,000 core words are the 2,000 words that are most necessary for everyday conversation, for everyday communication. So to get this, you can find this at EnglishClass101.com. You can find the link below the video if you're watching on YouTube or above the video if you're watching on Facebook. You need only your name and your email address to get that. So if you want to make sure you study most efficiently, make sure you study the most important words first. This is a great tool for you. So go get that. You can go click the link right now. Okay? That is announcement number one. Announcement number two, if you have questions for me, great. I want to hear them. But send them to me for this, our Ask Alisha series, our weekly question and answer series. These questions are real questions. This is a beginning of the video, but you can send me your questions to the official question submission page. Do not send them in the comments on YouTube or on Facebook because there are way too many every day. So you can go down here in the description. Right here, you can see there's a link. Click this link to send me your questions, okay? This will take you to the official question submission page. I will 100% for sure, I will read your question if you send it here, okay? So please send your questions to this page, not somewhere else, and then you might be in the series. Hooray, how exciting. Okay, good. Let's get to the lesson. It looks like everything is rolling okay, so I will come and say hello to the chat. YouTube, what's up, everybody? Tekle, hello, good morning. Davi from New York, what's up? Julio from Haiti, hello. Nikhil from India, hello. Tutasan, hi. Natalie, Muriel from Haiti, hi. Fabian from Colombia, what's up? Chandan, hello. You are back again. Welcome back. Okay. Khalid from Morocco, hey. Salman from Iraq, what's up? And who's on Facebook? Facebook? Is Facebook here? I'm going to share Facebook. Oh, now is the time if you're ready. If you're here, I'm going to like and share the video. Like, share. So if you have not done this, you can do this now also. Facebook, who's on Facebook? Hi, Jacob and Dima Hotiere. Hello. Mimi, what's up? Mimi, hi. Okay, everyone is here, I think. So let's get into today's lesson. We have a lot to cover today. So we're going to talk about vocabulary study strategies in this week's live stream. First, maybe the most important one. We're starting with the most important tip. I like to tell you this all the time, but I'm going to tell you again. Tip number one, review. Review, review, review. So don't look at a vocabulary word one time and never study again. Okay? When you use your flashcards, when you use your textbook, when you are reading a book or an article, something, make sure you go back and review, okay? So this is so important because usually our brains don't remember something after one time, right? We need many times to practice that thing. So first, maybe the most important tip is to review. Today we're going to talk about some systems you can use that will help you to review easily. Yeah? Okay? So, review. Study words multiple times. Multiple means more than one, right? 2 times, 3 times. More is better, okay? Then, another point, review with different skills, okay? Review with different skills. So, speaking skills, reading skills, writing skills, listening skills, right? So when you do vocabulary studies, you can read out loud, right? To make sure that you are saying the word. You can, of course, read it in your mind, right? You can write the word down, you can copy it. You can listen to the word if you have an audio flashcard, right? So we have many different ways we can practice just with flashcards, right? We're going to talk about some other things in just a moment. Okay, let's continue to part 2 now. I want to talk a lot about part 2 and part 3 today because I think a lot of people maybe could use a boost here, okay? So let's look at part 2, which is flashcards and word lists, yeah? So I know some of you like to use a flashcard deck. Maybe you have an account at EnglishClass101.com. That is super cool. If you use something different, the same ideas, my same tips are for you also. So if you have a flashcard set, maybe physical or a word list. A couple of reminders and ideas. Of course, again, study consistently. Consistently means regularly. You always study in the morning or always study in the evening or both, morning and evening, or you study 3 times a week at your lesson. Studying consistently is so important to making progress, right? This is true in the gym. It's true in other topics you study. It's true in work and in school, right? You have to study consistently with your vocabulary and your word lists, okay? Second point, build your own word list. So I've noticed now I have at the end of this, not ChatGPT, okay? There's a reason for this. So I know many people think, okay, I'm going to study a language. They go to ChatGPT or their favorite AI tool, and they say, give me the most common words in this language. And the ChatGPT gives you a list, 100, 1,000, whatever, right? But the reason that that's not maybe the best way to do it is because those words, one, you don't know if those words are truly the most common words, right? 2, those words have no connection to your life, right? So think about your own personal word list. So you can start right now, like today. Think about your day, the moment your eyes open in your bed in the morning, right? So like, how do you say wake up? How do you say open your eyes? What's the verb for eat, for drink, for shower, right? Think about your life and how can you explain your life with your vocabulary words, right? Start there. Make just a simple list if you want to start that way. Make some vocabulary words that are important for your life that you will actually use, you will really use every day. So when you make breakfast or when you make lunch or when you watch TV or watch Netflix, you can think about those real vocabulary words because you picked them yourself. So you might think, oh, that sounds hard. Yeah, it is. It's hard and it takes time, but those are real words that are for you, right? So you are helping yourself, right? By choosing those words that are important to you, okay? So make your own word list. Don't use ChatGPT to give you just a bunch of random words, a bunch of words that are maybe not important to you, right? Okay. Let's continue on. Oh, we kind of can't see this because the banner is squished. Maybe we can move that. So this says, I'll read it out loud. Try digital flashcards with a spaced repetition, thank you, system. A spaced repetition system. What does this mean? So if you have digital flashcards at English Class 101, or if you use a different digital flashcard system, great. Usually, I feel most that I've seen these days use some form of spaced repetition. So spaced repetition means this repetition, the root here is repeat, right? And spaced means there's a gap between, the repeats, right? So this means if I study vocabulary word a today, then I study once today, and then the next day I study again. And then maybe there's a space, 1 day space, okay? And no space, or rather no study, and then the next day I study again. So the idea with spaced repetition vocabulary study is we have a space in our mind to forget a little bit, and then we have to challenge our brain to remember the information. This helps with our memory long term. So use flashcards that have spaced repetition in them. Usually the spaced repetition flashcards, they have a system. They can remember the words that are difficult for you and the words that are easy for you, and they'll show you the difficult words more. We'll talk about this later, okay? And then my last tip, and then I'll come to the chat real quick. Try saying your answers out loud. So again, when you use flashcards or when you use a spaced repetition system, try saying the answers out loud. This goes back to my tip in point number 1. Use the vocabulary study for output also, right? So not just reading the thing or listening, right? Make sure you say it, make sure you write it also. So flashcards and word lists, great, so important. My maybe big tip here is build your own. Take the time to build your own. Or maybe you use a flashcard list or a flashcard deck from someplace, but you have many of your own words, right? This is really important. You have to make your connection to the language. Okay, chat. What's going on in the chat? Hello, everybody who is joining in the chat. Matthias wrote, what web translator do you recommend? I think I have this in part, I'll talk a little bit more about this in part 3. I don't have a personal favorite web translator, honestly, because there's so many different translators out there now, and they all have different things that they are learning, and I don't want to say, oh, you should use this one or you should use that one, because there's nothing that's perfect, especially with like idioms and special cultural expressions and so on. So I'll talk a little bit more about that question in part 2. Okay, hello everyone that is saying hello on Facebook. Hello, Servando, what's up? Tang, fantastic morning indeed. Marvin, what's up? And on YouTube, hi from India. What's up, Fernando from Tampa? Hey, from Caracas. Hey, Quebrada, and Paing from Myanmar. Okay, let's continue very quickly. If you missed it, I will tell you again. The team has a free 2,000-word ebook for you. This ebook right here in the corner. This is it. So here you can find the 2,000 core words of English. So remember, I just said that if you want to study vocabulary words, a really good thing to do is to use the words that are most common in everyday life, the words you are going to use the most, right? So when I said, make sure you have your own words too. So you can start with this as your base, right? Some words that are actually used in everyday life that our team has created, and add your own words to this when you find them, right? So this is a great base for your vocabulary studies. You can practice these words in flashcards and in word lists, however you like to study vocabulary. You can get this for free at EnglishClass101.com. So check the link below the video if you're watching on YouTube, above or to the side if you're watching on Facebook. Okay, let's continue to part 2. Part 2. On we go. If you haven't, please make sure, like the video, yeah, and share it because it helps others find the lesson. More people are joining. What's up? Mina from Colombia on Facebook. Hello. Manu, what's up? Andrew, hey. Facebook is, okay, that's everyone on Facebook. YouTube, from Somali. Hey, Sadak, and from Bangladesh, and from Cambodia. I can't read your name. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's go to number 3, AI tools. Let's talk about how we can think about AI tools for language study, okay? So I want to give some tips, some ideas, but I want everybody to remember AI tools are not perfect, okay? AI tools are not perfect. Please remember this, okay? AI tools will sometimes give you information, it seems correct, but it is not true, right? The AI tool is very confident, right? But it is not true, okay? This is a known problem with AI tools. So I say these can be helpful for your studies, but do not use them like for 100% of your practice. Okay? So with that in your mind, let's look at some tips. First, use an online translator to get speaking practice. You might think, what? How? So what you can do on your, maybe I think many people have a smartphone now, or you have access to a smartphone or computer, you can find an online translator like Google Translate, a translation app, you can choose. The key is your translation app or your translation website, whatever you want to use, you must be able to record your voice into it. Okay, so your idea or the idea for practice here is you learn a new vocabulary word or you learn a new sentence. You want to try the sentence, right? You can record yourself speaking, in this case in English or the language you're studying, and set the translation to your native language, right? Okay, so then you say your new sentence, you say your new vocabulary word into the translation app and check the result. Did you get the result you expected? Did you get something very similar to the result? Or did it not understand you? Did you get a result very different from the word? If you get a result that's very different from your expectation, probably you need to practice some more, or maybe you need to learn a different word. Yeah? Again, there is a chance that there will be a problem with the translation app or with the AI tool you're using. But this can be a really good way to check, like if the robot, if the AI tool can understand me, probably a human can understand me. I recommend you start with very short sentences. Don't try super, super long sentences with this. It might be a little bit more difficult. But this is one way you can get speaking practice, yeah, with your vocabulary words and with the sentences you create. If you want to know how to ask a question, you can do the same thing. I've practiced this. I tried this out to see if I could do this, like with a language I don't know. This is true. I tried using this in Korean to make a request at a restaurant just to see if I could do it. And with a few tries, I was able to ask the question correctly. So I could feel a little more confident that I could say my question and be understood. Yeah? So this is something you can do to get speaking practice with your new vocabulary words. I know lots of people struggle with that. Another tip is you can use AI chat tools to try conversational chats, yeah? So if you want to practice your new vocabulary, you can try using those vocabulary words in the chat. Again, it may not be perfect, right? But this can be a really good way for you to get some feedback, right? If the AI chat tool is unsure, it might ask you for some more information, right? So something that you can do is use these chat tools for writing practice, right? So you have to type your new vocabulary words. Again, that's one way to review, right? Is by writing. So these are some things you can do to practice your speaking, to practice your reading, to practice your writing, and to practice your listening when you use the translation tool. Okay. All right. In the chat, let's see. Comfy on YouTube wrote, the online translator quite often fails. Yes, that is true. Exactly. So that's why I have this note. They are not perfect, but they can be helpful. If you don't feel sure about what you're doing, I sometimes use Google searches to check to make sure I have an appropriate vocabulary word. So yes, please keep that in mind. Okay, others, hello to everybody that is joining. Let's continue to part 4 because time is going quickly. Okay, number 4 is use new words in your lessons. If you have a teacher, yeah, even me, online, right? Use your new words in your lessons. If you go to a class every day or every week, online even, use your new words. Do not be shy. When I was teaching students in person, I noticed so many students would be really shy in the lesson. They don't want to speak, they don't want to practice. But that's your time, right? I'm there to help you. Your teacher is there to help you. So use the new vocabulary from your textbook during the lesson, right? You can do conversation practice with your classmates. You can ask a question, ask your teacher questions, ask your classmates questions, yeah? You can write sentences and ask your teacher for help with them. You can ask your teacher pronunciation questions, right? How do I pronounce this word, right? How do I say this word, right? So make sure you use the new words in the lesson. That is your chance, right? Your chance to get better in the lesson. Don't go to the lesson and sit there and try to absorb the information, right? You have to say the things. Your teacher is there to help you and make you better. So do it. Okay, let's just continue to the last couple points and then we'll review today's topic. So if you haven't, make sure, like the video, yeah? So we can get other people joining the lesson. Others, let's see, someone's asking on YouTube, anyone to help download the books? You mean this book, the ebook here? Click the link, you're on YouTube, check the link in the YouTube description. You just need your name and your email address to get access to the free PDF ebook. So just log in after you make your account and go to this page and you can download the book. I think there's a step-by-step page there too, so check that also. Okay, let's go to the last 2 points because time is running out. 5 is don't avoid weak spots. I know this is difficult for everybody. I do this sometimes too, right? When you find a spot that is difficult, you think, I don't want to do it, it feels bad, I want to avoid the bad feelings, I don't remember this word, or it's difficult, yeah? So, don't avoid, right? You can take some time, maybe take some space from the difficult things, and then come back to it, right? Take a break and then come back to it. If you practice a little more, you will get better, okay? So when you find vocabulary that is difficult for you, just give it extra time. Take a little extra time to do that, right? It's okay to feel frustrated. Making mistakes is also okay, right? But just give yourself a little extra time to practice, okay? And another point, take the time now to fix your future weak spots. By this I mean, if you don't like this category of vocabulary, maybe you don't like, I don't know, shopping or business vocabulary, so you avoid it. You don't study, right? And then next year, you go to a situation where it's really important to use those vocabulary words. And you go, I don't know these vocabulary words. It's like, if you had studied last year the vocabulary words, you would be able to do that conversation now, to have that conversation now. So yes, it might be difficult in the time, but don't avoid that, right? Because you will need that information in the future. So don't avoid your weak spots. Embrace them, right? Make them better, right? Okay, let's go to the last point and then I will come back to the chat. Okay, last one is number 6, create with your new words. That means make your own things with your new words. You can make jokes, you can make songs, you can make rhymes. These kinds of things, songs and rhymes, are so helpful for learning things like grammar points, for vocabulary. Like, we remember songs so easily, right? Maybe you can remember right now a song from when you were a kid or from when you were a teenager, right? You remember all the words because there's the rhythm to it, yeah? So think about how you can create these rhythms and these situations that help you to remember the vocabulary words. So for example, I remember in high school like a Spanish song that helped me remember all of the different seasons. And just some other like related words too, like weather words too. So that's an example of something I still remember the vocabulary words because of the song, yeah? Okay, another thing you can do, social media posts to practice your vocabulary. I know many of you use social media. You have like a special English practice social media account. I think that's so cool. I see people that do this on like Twitter, on Instagram as well. I think that's a really great idea. So you can read posts in English and you can practice your English by posting as well too. I think that's a really, really great habit to have, and it's just something that makes you feel like you are using the language every day in your everyday life. You know, so I love that. Let's see, I'll go to the last couple points and then back to the chat. Second to last here is journal and diary entries. So I've mentioned this before. Write those new vocabulary words in your journal at the end of the day or in a diary. What did you do? What are you going to do? What do you think about your plans? You have so many opportunities to practice. And last, you can try, if your level is right, you can give a presentation, right? What can you present to someone, maybe at work or at school? Maybe you need to give some kind of presentation in a hobby group or a class that you take. So look for your chances to use your new vocabulary and to use your language, yeah? My last point, it's kind of cut off by the banner, but it says in red here, practice output. Thank you. Practice output, not just input. So again, just like with reviewing with different skills, practice saying the things. Practice output. You're speaking, you're writing, right? Input is just listening, maybe in the background, right? Make sure you practice your output as well. Okay? All right, I'll come back to the chat to see if there are any questions. Hello to everybody that is still saying hello. Yeah, so I don't see other questions right now, so I think that we'll wrap up for today's lesson. Hello, I just see lots of people saying hello right now. Okay, so we'll wrap up there for today. Pooja wrote, I think it's better when you have partners in learning. Yeah, it can be really helpful. This tip, number 4, you can use if you have a study partner as well. So in your lessons or in your study sessions with your partner, that can be super, super helpful. If you have an online tutor, great, do the same thing. I definitely think having an online tutor is a super, super good idea. Okay, that's it. We're done. You did it. Great job, everybody. So we'll finish there for today. I will step away. You can take a screenshot now if you want. Thank you, control desk. Okay, good. So that's it for today. I hope you got some good ideas with your vocabulary study strategies. Make sure when you use the AI tools, you can try this like after the lesson right now. This is kind of a fun thing to do. I think it's actually a really fun way to study. So try this. Just remember, it's not perfect. Yeah. So that's it for me. I will be away next week, but you can join me in 2 weeks. Next week we'll have John will be back, I think, right? So we'll have a great time with John again, right? I think everybody liked John, so have a good time with John. So I'll be back next week, 2 weeks from now. You will have John next week, so I hope you have a great lesson with him. And of course, if you want to get this free 2,000-word ebook, go and do that. Check the link below the video. Go and get your vocabulary study ebook and use all of these tips together to increase your vocabulary starting right after you finish this video. So thank you so much to everybody for joining me live this week. You can come and find me on Instagram from the link below the video in the YouTube description if you want to find me there. But I will say goodbye for now. So thanks so much for liking and sharing the video. Have a great day, have a great week, have a great weekend, and I will see you again next time. Bye!